Hello, everyone. My name is Satyam. I'll be leading our practice. Let's come on to our backs. Before we get too far that way, we're going to do supported bridge. So you may need a block or something you can use as a block to support yourself. All right, sorry, you will definitely need something like that. Something firm, not too squishy. So finding your way onto your back. Before I forget, please consult with a medical professional before beginning any exercise program. Bring the heels nice and wide. Let the toes fall out. Shoulder blades together on the back. Arms slightly away from your sides. Palms are facing up. Eyes are softly closed. Breathing in and out through the nose. Maybe breathing from the belly. Chest stays in neutral. Belly rises and falls with the breath. Slowing everything down. Letting go of the day past. Letting go of the evening to come. And just being here on your mat. Connecting to your breath. Soften the face. Setting a sankalpa, an intention for your practice. Something positive. Something that you feel a connection with. If you don't have an intention for this evening's practice, perhaps think about your center. That place inside yourself that you go to sometimes. And you need to retreat. You need to take some time away from the world. A place where you feel safe. A place where you feel secure. Sometimes people visualize a specific place. It can be something known to you. It can be something you imagine. A mountain, a desert, a forest, the ocean. Whatever you feel a connection to. Sometimes when life gets a little bit too challenging, feel overwhelmed, it's a good time to go to your center, to that place where you feel secure, and just spend some time there. It can be 5 minutes, it can be an hour, it doesn't matter. And when you feel a little calmer, a little more relaxed, then it's time to rejoin the world. Begin to deepen the breath. Keeping the eyes closed, slowly turning the head from side to side. Coming back to center, bring some movements to the hands, curling and curling fingers. Movements to feet, curling and curling toes. And then rolling it, wrists and ankles, going in both directions. Good. Bending the knees, those are both feet on the mat. Feet are hip distance apart, 2 fist widths. Arms alongside the body, middle fingertips gently brushing back of heels. Moving with your breath. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, slowly uncurl the spine, one verb at a time. Tailbone comes down last. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. One more like this. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Hug the knees into the chest. Take a breath in and out. We'll do some more warm-up stuff in a moment, or in a few minutes actually. We're going to set up for our supported bridge. So feet back on the mat, still hip distance apart. Should be able to barely touch the back of the heels. Take your block or something firm that you're using to support yourself. Inhale, the hips come up. Take the block. Most people like it sideways. Bring it under the body. You want that to be on the sacrum, that thick bony area just above the glutes. You can adjust the block for comfort. It can be a little more towards the tailbone or a little more towards the shoulders, whatever works for you. Remember, the block has 3 heights. So adjust to the height that works for you. I usually suggest the low setting or the middle setting. The high setting is pretty extreme, but it's your practice, your body. And we can either stay here in our supported bridge with the knees bent, or if you like an alternate, you can straighten the legs out, come onto the heels with the toes to the sky. For most people, it's a little bit deeper. If that's not working for you, bring the feet back to neutral. Come back to your supported bridge with knees over ankles. So as always in our yin practice, this will be a yin hold. So this is a long hold. I want to take time coming into the pose. Body needs some time to let tissues stretch, extend. Usually a couple of minutes to get to your deepest version of any pose. You want to come out of poses slowly. Sometimes we stretch tissues pretty far. We don't want things snapping back. You might find that you're able to go deeper in a pose, not so much this one, but some of the poses. Sometimes you can go 2 or 3 times deeper as you find your edge, and that edge moves away, that place where you feel some pulling, some discomfort. So you can deepen the pose as you go forward in time. And if something's hurting, uncomfortable, possibly even painful, you want to come out of the pose and come back to something neutral and join us when we move on. Also, whenever we switch poses or we switch sides of poses, I want to take any movements that the body is asking for to loosen things up before you move to the next pose. Typical yin hold, 3 minutes. Some a little longer, some a little shorter, depending on how hard the pose is. So we have the luxury of time. Get into the deeper tissues, tendons, ligaments, muscle fascia. This tends to be a more internal meditative practice. I encourage you to keep your eyes closed as much as possible. I encourage you to use your belly breath as much as possible. There's no fast movements in this practice, no repetition, no need to elevate the metabolism and breathe harder. The more relaxed you are, the deeper you can get into each and every pose, every asana. Taking a last breath in and out in this pose. And gently lifting the hips enough to slide the block out. Move it off out of your way. Hips come back down to the mat. We'll hug the knees up into the chest. And you can take a little rock side to side, back and forth, whatever feels good. And find your way back to neutral. Place the hands and knees stay where they are. Let's keep the knees pinned together. Let's draw some nice big circles on the sky. Reversing directions. Remember, always doing left and right, front and back, clockwise, counterclockwise, so it doesn't matter which side you do first. Good. We'll hug the knees back into the chest. You can stay here with the thighs into the belly, or you can deepen into Happy Baby and Dandabhasana, send the feet up the sky, elbows inside the knees. You can hold the outside edge of the feet, peace fingers to big toes. Some people hold heels, whatever works for you. If this is too intense, you can modify. You can have soles of feet together, toes to the sky. Heels come over the pelvis, hold the ankles, send the knees away from you as you bring the feet towards you with the toes to the sky. Or you can use a strap, either version. As always, every practice is different. Every body is different. You should always make any adjustments or modifications to suit how you feel tonight. Anytime during the practice you want to use your Ujjayi breath, that slight constriction on the back of the throat, making an ocean-like sound, you're welcome to do so. And whatever version you're in, bend the knees, bring them back together, and doing a couple of circles either direction. Make sure you go both ways. And then finding your strap or something you can use as a strap, maybe a towel. If you don't have one, you have time to go get one. Since this is yin, we always have lots of time. So laying on your back, placing your prop on the ball of the right foot, avoiding the arch, send the right leg to the sky. Flexing the right foot, keeping it active, keeping the right knee nice and straight. You can do whatever you like with the arms. I recommend having straight arms. You can use one hand, you can put both hands. Some people put loops in the strap so that the hands are doing less work. But just the drag of the arms should be enough to take you deeper into the pose. You don't need to make this an upper body strength building rowing motion. If you're bending the right knee, you're going too far. Don't forget to deepen if you're comfortable with that during the pose. Maybe going deeper on an exhale. Keep the left foot active. Whenever you're ready, switching legs. Remember now you want no bend in the left knee. Remember left and right may not be the same. You find there's a difference from one side to next. Just observe. Don't judge. In yin practice, we have the luxury of enough time to go to our center place. So it's always an option for you if you wish. Slowly release the left leg down. Move the strap off to the side. Take any movements you need to loosen things up. And then bending the knees, roll to your side, doesn't matter which one. Bottom arm's a pillow, top arm's in front of the heart. And let's make our way up to tabletop, hands and knees. Shoulders are over the crease of the wrists, hips over the knees. Back is nice and flat, neutral. Top of the head straight ahead in front of you. Some cow-cow, loosening up the spine a little bit. Inhale, push the belly button low to the mat. Lift the chin, lift the tailbone. Exhale, rounding the back up to the sky, looking in between the knees. Inhale, send the belly low, lift the chin, lift the tailbone. Exhale, rounding up. And bring it back to neutral. So a different version of that. So we often think of the spine when we do our cat and cow as sort of like a bow, one big unit moving all one way and all the other way. I'd like you to think of connecting to each vertebra individually. So one at a time. Slowly begin by tipping the tailbone towards the sky. So we're shifting the pelvis. And then feel the lower back vertebra move towards the mat. Feel the center vertebra move towards the mat. Vertebra between the upper back, the shoulder blades move towards the mat. And then lastly, we're going to lift the chin. Don't worry about the breath on this one. And then we're going to go the other way, dropping the chin towards the chest. You want to create a little round hump up between the shoulder blades, beginning at the top. And then moving to the mid-back. And then moving to the low back. Lastly, tip the tailbone towards the mat, and you're in your full cat. Reversing. Begin with the tailbone, so you move the pelvis first. And eventually, you're working your way up to the mid-body. Belly drops low. Sinking in between the shoulder blades. Lift the chin. Pause. Let's see if we can do this with the breath. See if you can do the breath nice and slow. Breath in. Slowly exhale. Chin drops. Lifting in between the shoulder blades. Take your time. Center back lifts. Low back lifts. Last thing. Tailbone tilts down. Maybe on the same breath. Going the other way. Beginning your inhale. Beginning with the tailbone. One verb at a time, dropping towards the mat. And lastly, chin lifts. Do 2 rounds of your own, nice and slow. If that's too long for you for one breath, just keep the breath relaxed and just focus on doing one verb at a time. Bring it back to neutral. We'll do a modified version of thread the needle. Level 1 only. Inhale the right arm to the sky. Exhale, sweep it on the chest, lowering onto your right shoulder. So you want lots of weight into the right shoulder, not so much into the head and neck. So we're rotating our shoulder inwards. If you find that the shoulder's tight and the ground seems too far away, you always have the option of putting the right shoulder on a block. You'll have to find some place for the head to go. I'll let you figure that out. Slowly find your way back up the tabletop. Take any movements you need to. And let's switch sides. Inhale the left arm to the sky. Exhale, sweep it under the chest. Come on onto your left shoulder. Left palm is up. And we're trying to do the same thing, keeping lots of weight into the shoulder, not so much head and neck, so the head and neck are comfortable. You have the same option of placing a block underneath your left shoulder if you find the mat's too far away. Try to let yourself surrender to the pose rather than fighting it. And the more you relax, the deeper you'll go. Good, and find your way back out. Come back to the table. Again, take any movements you need to. So we're going to come down. We'll stretch the shoulders the other way, going outwards. Some people like to have a block, pillow, cushion, towel, something for their head. So you might want to find one. Whenever you're ready, make your way down onto your belly. Send the right arm out to T position, palm facing down. Take a breath in. On the exhale, rolling onto your right hip. Coming onto your right shoulder, like you're trying to roll your upper back onto your upper right arm. You can have the knees bent a little bit if you need to. Left hand will support you. If you want to go deeper, you can bend the left knee, send it up to the sky, and plant it somewhere behind your right knee, your right calf, your right thigh. If you want to go a lot deeper, you can do both knees. But listen to your body. Both knees or both feet on the mat can be pretty intense. Now you don't have to have the knee bent. You just lie on your side. Legs can be straight, their knees bent. And just continue to energetically send the upper back towards the upper right arm. And slowly find your way back to center. Take any movements you need to. We'll do the same thing to the other side. So left arm out to T position, right hand alongside the body, and then rolling onto your left hip, coming onto the left shoulder. You have the same option to deepen. You can bend the right knee, right foot on the mat, or you can have the legs and knees stacked. Finding what works for you. Maybe something under the head. Finding your way back to neutral. So we're back onto the belly. And very slowly push back to your table. Take any movements you need to. And settling back into child's pose. So you can have knees together. You can have knees wide, your choice. Tops of feet on the mat, big toes together. And then bringing the chest to the mat, forehead to the mat. Arms can be out in front of you. Arms can be behind you. Arms behind you, a little more relaxing for the shoulders. Arms in front of you, a little more opening for the shoulders. So just choose where you want to go. Really try to soften the belly, the pelvis towards the mat. So we're going deeper.
Child's pose, Malasana is one of those ones we tend to be very static. We don't think about deepening. And just a bit of a placeholder, something in between other poses. Of course, it's a hip opener. It's a back bend, a forward bend. So it's a beneficial pose in its own right. Nice and slow, make your way back up the tabletop. Take any movements you need to. We're going to transition onto our backs. Bend both knees, soles of feet on the mat. Hips are centered. So I'm going to suggest one of two options here. Either a double leg twist, ankles together, knees together, arms out in deep position, 90 degrees to the body, palms up. Or if you want to go a little deeper, a rooted twist, cross the right leg over the left, squeeze them together so there's no space. Maybe tuck the right toes behind the left ankle, the left calf. Breath in and exhale to the right. Or you're doing double leg twist to the right. If you want to go deeper in a double leg twist, you can offset your hips a little bit to the left and then go right on an exhale. If you're deepening a twist into the cervical spine, you're looking to your left. In the double leg, you want to go deeper, go to rooted. If you're in rooted, you want to go not quite as deep, go back to the double leg. If you lost your belly breathing along the way during the practice, now would be a wonderful time to reconnect. Chest stays neutral. Inhaling, diaphragm moves down, belly away from the spine. Exhaling, chest still in neutral. Diaphragm moves up. Belly pulls back to the spine. Next inhale, let's bring the knees up. Any movements you need to. And we'll set it for the other side. So again, you can have ankles, knees together, the double knee version, the double leg version. Or if you want to do the rooted, the left leg goes all right, maybe left toes tucked behind the right calf. And whichever one you're doing, on an exhale, let the knees fall to the left. If you do the double leg, you can offset the hips to the right a little bit before you go into the twist. And maybe you're looking to your right. Trying to keep both shoulders planted to the mat. Next inhale, bring the knees to center. Maybe a little windshield wipe knees left to right, like windshield wipers on a car. Coming back to center, straightening the legs out, setting up for Shavasana, final posture. So heels are nice and wide, edges of the mat. Toes fall out. Shoulder blades together on the back. Arms slightly away from your sides, palms are up. Eyes are softly closed. Breathing in and out through the nose. And breathing from your belly.
And finding your way back to your center. Perhaps again, visualizing some place you feel safe, happy, content. Slowly deepening the breath. Some gentle movements come back. Fingers, toes. And bending both knees, both feet on the mat. Right arm only overhead. Breath in. Exhale, rolling to your right. Right arm's a pillow, left hand's in front of the heart. Keeping eyes softly closed, gently pushing into left hand, extend top leg, come to a comfortable seat. Sit nice and tall, thumbs to sternum, Anjali Mudra. Thank yourself for taking this practice. Thank yourself for taking the time to visit your center. From my light to yours. Namaste. So thank you everyone who's taking this live or later. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Healthletica, our website. And have a great night or day, depending on when you do the class.